Top 10 things foreigners are amazed by when they come to Korea. Today, let's explore the things that foreigners find most surprising about South Korea. Foreign travel has been difficult for a while due to the pandemic. But with the reopening of borders, many foreigners are visiting South Korea. What may seem ordinary and taken for granted by Koreans are considered remarkable by foreigners to the point of being unbelievable. Now, let's take a look at the top 10 things that make foreigners truly amazed by South Korea. Starting at number 10 is the kindness of South Koreans. The kindness of Koreans is often overlooked and taken for granted by Koreans themselves. Koreans even wonder if they are really kind. However, foreigners consider kindness as one of the most surprising things in Korea. They mention the kindness found in Korean airports, public institutions, and ordinary citizens. Foreigners appreciate this kindness even more when they return to their own countries, realizing that the kindness they experienced in Korea disappears the moment they leave the airport. As foreigners live in Korea, they begin to see this kindness as something natural. But it becomes a stark contrast when they go back to their home countries. Number 9 is the 24/7 safety of South Korea. This is something that many Koreans living in South Korea are not fully aware of. Foreigners are greatly shocked by the fact that convenience stores, bars, shops, karaoke rooms, and PC rooms are open 24 hours a day. In most countries, such as Europe, most shops close around 10 p.m. Foreigners are also surprised by the safety South Korea offers, even for women walking alone late at night. In many other countries, if a woman has to go out late at night, it is advisable to avoid it or take a longer, safer route. However, in South Korea, where public safety is well maintained, the risk of exposure to crime is almost non-existent. Foreigners are amazed by the excellent safety system in South Korea. Number 8 is the culture and system of consideration for pregnant women and the elderly. In the subway, which we use every day, there are priority seats for pregnant women and the elderly. In most foreign countries, such consideration seats don't even exist. However, there is another aspect that truly surprises foreigners, and that is the fact that these seats are always left empty. Even if there are no pregnant women or elderly people around, foreigners find it hard to understand this. They think that people should sit first, and then give up their seats when a pregnant woman or elderly person boards the train. But most Koreans believe that it is appropriate to leave the seats empty, even if there are no pregnant women or elderly people nearby, to prevent them from feeling sorry or uncomfortable. It truly showcases the remarkable nature of the Korean people. Number 7 is the cleanliness of public restrooms. This is something that even Koreans find surprising and appreciate. In places like subway stations, parks, and markets, where people gather, there are always public restrooms that are easily accessible. While foreigners are amazed by the convenience of having public restrooms readily available, the most astonishing aspect is the cleanliness. In Europe, for example, most public restrooms are paid, and the few free ones are often so dirty and unhygienic that people hesitate to use them unless they have no other choice. However, in South Korea, once you enter a public restroom, the lights automatically turn on, classical music plays, and there are basic amenities such as toilet paper, bidets, and pleasant air fresheners. It is truly a clean public restroom in South Korea that foreigners find astonishing. Number 6 is the availability of free Wi-Fi. South Korea is recognized as a global IT powerhouse, and accordingly, it provides top-notch Wi-Fi services. Not only can you enjoy free Wi-Fi in places like airports, subway stations, buses, and cafes, but also in most public spaces. Moreover, the speed of Wi-Fi in South Korea is faster than what foreigners are accustomed to in their home countries, even surpassing paid internet speeds. In most foreign countries, Wi-Fi service is available, but mostly at a cost, and the speed is significantly slower. It's not even easy to load a single photo. In contrast, in South Korea, you can enjoy Wi-Fi freely and even stream videos without any restrictions. It's natural for foreigners to be amazed by this. Number 5 is South Korea's public transportation system. The subway facilities in Korea are famous, to the extent that they have been featured and introduced in many advanced countries. What surprises foreigners about Korean public transportation is first, the integration of subway and bus systems into a single card. In addition, the relatively affordable fares, compared to foreign countries, are also astonishing to foreigners. Furthermore, the transit system in Korean public transportation, which allows you to transfer between different modes of transportation, is something that truly astonishes foreigners. If you use the subway and then take a bus within a certain time frame, you can use the bus at a very low price. Although we may not think it's a big deal, it is truly remarkable from a foreigner's perspective. Another thing that amazes foreigners is the ability to use credit cards in all forms of public transportation, including subways, buses, taxis, and trains. If foreigners see someone paying for a taxi ride with a credit card, they might suspect that they live in the same universe. Number 4 is South Korea's restaurant culture. Foreigners are also greatly surprised by our country's dining culture. First and foremost, what surprises them is the friendliness of restaurant staff. While restaurant staff in foreign countries are also friendly, foreigners attribute it to tipping. However, in Korean restaurants, staff members are kind and polite even without expecting tips. This aspect receives high praise from foreigners. Another astonishing aspect is the variety of complimentary side dishes, banchan, served in Korean restaurants. As you may know, when you order a meal in Korea, you typically receive around 10 different side dishes, and they are all free. Furthermore, if you feel there aren't enough side dishes, you can request more without any additional charges. To foreigners, South Korea's restaurant culture may seem trivial, but it surprises them in many ways. Number 3 is the civic consciousness of Korean citizens. Have you ever left your phone in a restaurant or cafe and returned home? Most people probably have had this experience, and they easily retrieve their belongings by either revisiting the establishment or contacting them. It may seem obvious to us, but to foreigners, it is truly unbelievable. We commonly see people working on their laptops in coffee shops without any worries. They leave their laptops unattended when they go to the restroom, or temporarily leave their seats to have a meal. All of these actions are astonishing from a foreigner's perspective. In foreign countries, such belongings are seen as easy targets for theft. In fact, it would be a YouTube experiment for foreign YouTubers to leave their belongings in a Korean cafe and see if they get stolen. Additionally, in Korea, it's common to leave packages in front of the door without any issues. However, from a foreigner's point of view, this is something that would never happen. Many foreigners are amazed at how those items aren't stolen. Number 2 is South Korea's delivery culture. Our country's delivery culture has been a topic of discussion for a long time. Initially, it involved making phone calls to Chinese restaurants or similar places for food delivery. Nowadays, delivery apps have become widespread, and you can get food delivered within 30 minutes. 24 hours a day, in most locations. The development of this platform-based system in South Korea is truly remarkable and fascinating for fellow Koreans. Now, delivery is not limited to food alone. It has evolved to include early morning deliveries and rocket deliveries, where you can order an item today and have it arrive at your doorstep the next morning, as if Santa Claus had left a gift. In addition to that, laundry delivery, grocery delivery for cooking ingredients, and even early morning car tire replacements are scenes that foreigners would find hard to believe, even if they see them. So, what is the number one thing that foreigners are most amazed by when they come to South Korea? It is the healthcare service. Why do so many foreigners find the healthcare service surprising? As you may know, even in advanced countries like the United States or Europe, healthcare services are costly and not easily accessible. Most of the time, you need to make an appointment, and even after making one, you have to wait a long time at the hospital to receive a consultation. However, in South Korea, you can receive treatment for minor illnesses, like a cold, without an appointment at any local clinic. Thanks to widespread healthcare insurance coverage, most people can receive medical services at an affordable price. Of course, in South Korea, making an appointment is still necessary for treatment at large hospitals. And when it comes to cost, foreigners praise South Korea. With extensive healthcare coverage, medical services can be obtained at a reasonable price. In contrast, in foreign countries, due to the exorbitant medical costs, even in advanced countries like Europe, many people choose to endure minor illnesses on their own without seeking medical help. So far, we have looked at the top 10 things that surprise foreigners the most when they come to South Korea. In addition to those, they envy the ability to engage in leisure activities in separate spaces like PC rooms, Noraebang's karaoke rooms, and Jim Jill Bang's Korean sauna. They also appreciate the fact that there are representative Korean dishes, like kimchi, bulgogi, and bibimbap. They are amazed to see that the city is not just filled with buildings, but also has palaces like Gyeongbokgung and mountains scattered throughout. These aspects go beyond mere surprise and evoke envy. What seems so ordinary to us is reinterpreted as amazement through the eyes of foreigners. Of course, if we go abroad, we will also be amazed and surprised by various aspects of other countries. The phrase, "What is Korean?" is truly global, came to mind the most while producing this video. Thank you very much for watching until the end. And please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell.